Hello, chat. And hello, Anya.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. Today is...
Here we are on another Friday, perfectly on time at 4 p.m.
slightly earlier than usual. Don't worry about it. You didn't actually think that? That's very presumptuous of me. There is literally a message right now on stream wondering if the timer was a mistake. So I'm just generalizing.
She's standing right next.
For once you were actually pretty sure in my ability to be on time. What is it that made you think that the unlimited...
I think it's really important to point out that every single one of these delays has had nothing to do with Wax's ability to be on time.
It's okay! I think the most interesting part is that every single one of those delays has been for something completely different and entirely unrelated.
It's the fact that every single Friday I have a new thing that is getting in the way.
I find it endlessly fascinating in a good way, honestly.
I'm glad you're at least entertained by it.
Oh, I definitely am. That's why there's currently a premiere video ready for 4 hours from now that just says unlimited delay works on it. Don't worry about it.
I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm already done worrying about it.
Meteorite hits house delay, let's go.
I cannot stress to you how much I'm like waiting for that.
Oh god.
There's gonna be a tree that falls on my power lines, a window's gonna get smashed, something's gonna happen, and everything's gonna collapse again.
Jesus Christ, please no. Let's not have that happen. Anyway, Sagustim is cool and all, but I'm just going to get in and see if we find the Golden Man.
The guy. The big guy.
The guy that left you speechless last time.
Guys tend to do that to me.
I have to ask. I have to ask. Would you?
Like, yes, but with asterisks. Like, there's conditions and clarifiers that I do have to append.
Yeah?
Like, you know.
Yeah?
Like, only if he's being mean to me. If he calls me mongrel again, I can probably get down.
What is the plan for the game? We start the 14th day today and see how far we get. We're not going to be going until the time we usually leave. We started early because Anya's gotta leave early. Right?
I'm receiving a package from overseas, you could say.
a package, you say?
I know what I said.
If you know, you know. Don't worry about it. Can you see the stream properly, Anya?
I can.
Oh, Pog. And you'll see and hear in a comically small car.
The clownery is afoot.
Oh.
I can at least say that.
Amazing. I wake up alone. Even if her body has recovered, Saber still has to sleep regularly. After that, we went back to the room, and Saber went straight to sleep, and I too lay down on the floor so that she could relax. That was an hour ago. It's after 12 o'clock. At this time, I can go out without Tosaka or Saber finding me. Always. We start with Sher-kun.
The real love interest.
The true. Wait, you're not going to the shed.
Oh.
Where are you going, Shirou? I go outside, careful not to make a sound. I thought about taking a bicycle, but it would be a problem if I woke the two of them up doing it. Let's head over there on foot. Where are you? Are you going to the Ryudo Temple?
You better not be.
Where are you going? Are you going alone to check on the fucking priest? There's no sign of anyone. However late at night this quiet is still abnormal. The air is frozen and I can't feel any life in the buildings. On the other hand, under the ground I feel a contradictory heat, like something deep and black is rolling beneath my feet. Has something happened to the town in the few days since I was captured by Ilya? I have this feeling that omens of something evil coming are overflowing all around me. What is going on? This isn't just my imagination, is it? Unconsciously, I look up at the mountain far away. From here, the Ryudo Temple, far from the town, looks like nothing but a black mass. But it seems to be pulsing and swaying in the night air. I cross a dark river and walk towards Shinto. That's right, it's been 10 days since then, huh? That day, the night that I first met Saber, and we walked across this bridge with Tozuka, feels so long ago.
That was when we met the priest?
Yeah, we are going to the fucking church.
But
I can't see the church. I've never been here before. Although that was what I told Tozuka when she asked me. I have no small connection with that church. If for no other reason than I should have been entrusted to that church and included in some adoption somewhere. The Emilia house or that church? Thinking about it, that was a hell of a crossroads, wasn't it? 10 years ago, the children in that hospital room were all orphans, and they were temporarily entrusted to the church. I was one of those orphans, and I was adopted from that hospital room. That's probably why. Feeling guilty for it for some reason, I unconsciously continued avoiding the church. That's why that night, 11 days ago, I told Tosaka that it was my first time going to the church. The lights in the church are on. Oh, I am not ready for immediately going into Kirei. I don't like the priest here, but there are things that I have to ask him. Alright, let's go. Lightly I take a breath and place my hand on the heavy door. Father Kotomine, are you here? I keep walking as I call out to him. There's no sign of anyone at the altar. Although the lights are on, this place is so absurdly large and so quiet that I'm more nervous than I would be in total darkness. Hey, is anybody in here? There's no answer. I can't go any further into the back than this, so maybe I should give up for tonight and go home. I instantly turn around to the noise. I hate him. Oh, I forgot. Oh,
yeah, I don't remember who read this, guys.
I think it may have been you.
Oh, fuck it. Yeah, sure. Shirou, what are you doing here at this time of night?
Faced with this sudden meeting, I can't find the right words.
It's late. I was just going to sleep, but by that face of yours, you look as though you want to imitate a confession or the like. Shirou.
Yeah, I think it was. It's fine even if it wasn't, you know? I think Anya will do a wonderful Kirei.
It's been so long. It's fine.
Kotomine says boredly and turns on his heel back to the door he entered from. But no, wait, I came here because there's something I want to ask you.
I know that. I won't chase out someone who has come to visit just because it's after hours.
So saying, Kotomine opens the door into the back. This music.
Sorry, my caption.
Don't worry.
Come with me. If we're going to talk, no doubt it will be about the Holy Grail War. This is no place for such bloody talk.
Without waiting for my reply, Kotomine disappears into the back. I've come all the way here, so I can't go back without doing anything. I recenter myself so as to not be overpowered by the atmosphere around Kotomine, and head into the back of the church. Wow, the outside is impressive, but the inside is pretty ornate too. Is this a courtyard? A garden and a passageway too splendid for Kotomine to live here by himself, spread out before us. Hey Alex, we are doing priest things.
What are you doing? If you want to talk, then come this way.
The priest continues around yet another corner. He really doesn't wait for anyone, does he? Hey, lol, what? Everyone rolling in. Hey! I idly complain as I follow behind Kotomine. The church is a bit of a maze, so right now I have no choice but to obediently do as he says. I have no idea what is coming. It's a modest room built of stone. This place, a far cry from the elegance of the chapel and the courtyard, seems to be Kotomine's private quarters.
I have nothing to entertain you with. Forgive me.
I don't like how tall he is.
He's tall, he's symmetrical, it's all the things I don't like.
The priest says as he leans heavily back into the sofa. Is that the faint scent of wine that I smell? Since the smell seems to have sunk into the walls of the room, he must like it rather a lot.
What's the matter? Do you not have something to talk about? You're a nuisance if you just stand there gaping like a fool.
Nobody's gaping. Shirou. This room just wasn't what I expected, so I was surprised. I'm gonna get this over with quickly and go home.
I would appreciate that. I don't have time to be keeping company with children either. Keep your questions short.
Keep your question. He's 6 feet and 3 inches tall. Man tall.
Me too.
Hog. I can't believe you can stare at this guy in the eye just standing there. Like I thought, I really don't get along with this guy. It seems like he can see right through my heart, and it's overwhelming to confront him directly.
So what did you want to talk about, Shirou? I believe that I've already told you more or less everything I can.
Liar. You must have known that my dad was Saber's master, and that at the end he destroyed the Holy Grail. You're the overseer keeping watch over the Grail, aren't you?
Oh, did Saber tell you that herself?
Hold right the fuck out. Yeah, I heard that was how the last Grail War ended. The priest falls silent, as though he's thinking.
It is abnormal for a servant to inherit the memories from previous war. Perhaps Saber is faulty, or perhaps that Saber herself is abnormal. Whatever the case, you cannot call her a normal servant, can you? Heroic spirits have no memories. Past, present, future, for who they are summoned to every time. If they had memories, they would become contradictory. What they have is only the record of what they did in life. They should form no memories of what happened after their deaths, after they became heroic spirits.
Perhaps he's not convinced. The priest ponders. I see. He doesn't know that Saber hasn't fully become a heroic spirit yet, so he can't get past that problem. No, that's wrong. Apparently, Saber's circumstances are different from the other heroic spirits.
Her circumstances are different? I see. So that's what you came all this way for. Very well. Speak.
I'm sick and tired of his pompous attitude, but this isn't the time to flare up at him. I don't like it, but this priest might be able to give me a clear answer. Apparently Saber isn't dead. She still hasn't made the contract to become a heroic spirit. On the edge of death, she wished to get the Holy Grail, and in exchange, she agreed to become a heroic spirit or something. So it's not like she's actually dead yet. She said that she won't die until she gets the Holy Grail, and that if she does get it, she will become a complete heroic spirit.
She's not dead? Then Saber is still bound to the wheel of samsara. You're saying that she is not removed from time as the other heroic spirits are?
Yeah, I think so. Kusaka said that she's stuck in time by herself.
I see. So she will not disappear when things are finished, as the heroic spirits do. Rather, she'll continue to be recruited as a heroic spirit until she obtains the Holy Grail. But because she's not yet obtained the Grail, each time she fails, she returns to herself on the verge of death, and so retaining her memories from the last time, she was summoned this time as well. To think she should be seeking the Grail in order to die, I do not understand heroes. And what's more, even if she were to obtain the Grail, all that awaits her is to be used as a servant.
I like how immediately he grasped the situation.
He's just on it.
That's right. Even if she gets the Grail and her wish is granted, she'll just become the same as the others, right? That doesn't make any sense to me. In the first place, what even are servants? You say that it makes heroic spirits into familiars, but is a contradictory heroic spirit like Saber possible as well?
Who knows? I don't know the details of the system. The perpetuation of the soul. The servant system was created in imitation of that secret process. This is at least something that is probably only known to the ones who were there when it was made.
The perpetuation of the soul?
No, that's just how it was in the beginning. It has nothing to do with this. Forget I said anything.
Kirei, you cannot just say, no, don't worry about it.
He literally said, don't worry about it. Well then, Shirou. To put it briefly, you wish to make this Saber a servant no longer, is that right?
Is he right on the mark? I do think that Saber's situation is strange. It's fine that she's trying to get the Holy Grail, but what awaits her after that is her own annihilation. When a king other than Arthur is chosen, and King Arthur disappears from history, that she will continue to be used as the heroic spirit King Arthur even so, I think it's horribly wrong. So, if she could cease to be a servant and live her life as a normal human being...
That's impossible. The dead will not return to life. However much she may be stopped in time for us, Saber is already dead. What summoned her to our world is the power of the Holy Grail. No doubt because she accepted the terms to become a heroic spirit. If she did not seek the Holy Grail, she would not be summoned as a servant. And so long as she seeks the Grail, sooner or later, she will become a complete servant. Even if this time should end in failure, she has an infinite number of chances. Because Saber is still bound to the axis of time, it is not as though all her chances to obtain the Grail occur simultaneously, and she also cannot redo a test she has already failed. She will fail the test. She has already failed once, no matter how many times she tries to do it over. The determined result will not change just because she has already experienced it. But even so, I expect it's only a matter of time before she obtains the Grail. This Holy Grail War isn't the only opportunity to obtain the Grail. Trials related to the Holy Grail exist in every age. Going through all of them one by one, eventually, she will gain the Grail. In the first place, she's being summoned as a heroic spirit because she will already gain the Grail as a result. A way to make your Saber cease to be a servant already didn't exist the moment she appeared before you.
Yep, because we know that in the legend King Arthur dies. That is a fact set in stone. That is a thing that has already happened from our perspective, even if it still has yet to happen from hers. It cannot be stopped.
That's fucked up.
Like I thought. As long as Saber seeks the Holy Grail, there's no way to make her stop being a servant. In the end, as long as Saber doesn't use the Grail for herself, she will be like that forever. Even when this Holy Grail War is over, and the need to fight is gone, if she doesn't get the Grail, she'll just head for her next chance. And if she does get it, she will become that mysterious thing called a heroic spirit and be called to every time. Then, whether she gets the Grail or not, she will be a servant forever?
Not necessarily. If the Holy Grail truly is an omnipotent vessel, you could save Saber.
Huh? But earlier you said that it was impossible.
Yes, it is impossible to make Saber cease to be a servant. But what you wish for is for Saber to remain in this world as a human being, is it not? Then that's not such a difficult thing.
That's an extremely load-bearing if.
Yeah. After the Holy Grail War is over, it's possible to make a servant live as a person. Although when she dies, she will return to herself on the edge of death.
How?
It is because servants and heroic spirits are similar, but they are different. Normally, those summoned as heroic spirits have no will. They are merely tools summoned to fulfill their objectives, and when they have done so, they disappear again. But servants are different. They are the true forms of heroic spirits called forth by the power of the Grail. In that case, merely by keeping them here, they can live as humans.
You can't do something like that. Saber said that last time she disappeared the moment the Grail was destroyed. The servants can't stay here without the Grail, can they? This is a good probing thing without revealing that he knows about Goldie.
Mm-hmm. Of course they can. What calls the servants forth is the Grail, and maintaining them after that is the role of the Master. But the Grail supports the Master in that too. Normally, the magical energy of a single mage wouldn't be enough to maintain a servant. Without the massive energy source of the Grail, servants will disappear.
Mm-hmm. No doubt. Then...
No. If it's not enough, you need merely make up the difference somewhere else. For servants, the replenishment of magical energy is no more than an act of exchange. Their true nature is as soul eaters. When their existence begins to fade, they need merely replenish it with the soul of another person.
Yep. Does that mean indiscriminately attacking people the way Shinji did? Don't be absurd, I can't do something like that. And anyway, Saber herself doesn't want to stay here enough for that, to go that far.
I see. Then you have no choice but to use the contents of the Grail. It's a simple matter. If you truly wish for Saber to live as a human, you need only make her drink from the Grail.
Perhaps he predicted my resistance. The priest's eyes tell me that he'd wanted to reach this conclusion from the very beginning. You mean, make the Grail grant my wish?
No, this has nothing to do with your wish. The content of the Grail itself is such a thing. Has Rin not told you? By drinking the waters that fill the Grail, servants can gain a second life here in this world. Although it does nothing more than anchor their position as familiars here in this time. Their flesh remains a servant, just as they were before, but so long as their master lives, they can remain here in this world.
Oh. This is very interesting things that I'm thinking right now.
Very funky.
But that's... in the end, that doesn't resolve anything, does it? No matter how much she might get to remain in this world, if she's still a servant, it doesn't mean anything. Without a supply of magical energy from her master, she won't be able to exist, and even if she stays here a long time, when she dies she will just return to that hell. Besides, there's no way Saber could do something like that. She doesn't have any interest in a second life, and she's going to use the Grail for something else. No, in the first place, is the Grail that's the key to all of this, even still in this world. I understand what you're saying. In the end, I have no choice but to get the Grail, right? But does the Grail even exist? If that destroyed it, then...
Then what?
If there's no Grail, then there's no reason to fight. This ridiculous slaughter is meaningless.
No reason to fight, hmm? What are you saying that for now? You had no reason to begin with.
When he says that to me, time suddenly stops. You have no reason to fight. That was what this priest told me before. Back then, I had just become a master and my reason to fight was weak. So I let it pass. I ignored it as just sarcasm. But what about now? I do have a reason to fight. If there is a Holy Grail, I'm going to end this war, and if I can, I'm going to give the Grail to Saber. I have a reason to fight. I have a genuine reason. So why do those meaningless words make me shake like I'm going to be sick?
Well, no matter. This isn't the time to be opening your wounds, Amir Shirou.
I hear a voice. A man's voice I do not want to hear. But for now, that suppresses my mysterious nausea.
The Holy Grail does exist. To begin with, the Grail is no more than a receptacle. If it is lost, the one who prepared it prepares a new Grail.
The one who prepared it prepares another? The Grail is that easy to make?
So long as you're only making the vessel. Of course, the appropriate techniques are required, but in the first place, the Holy Grail War would be impossible without such techniques.
Is this the first time there's been an implication that, the Grail is not just a thing that is there, it's a thing that they fucking, are handling for the ritual here like this? Oh.
My connection to that at a very funny time, I heard, so is this the first time there's an implication the Holy Grail is, and then you just died. I didn't hear a word.
I was saying, is this the first time they've mentioned, it's not just the Grail appeared mysteriously and the whole ritual is happening around it. It's no, we prepared it,
Yeah, this is the first time they've mentioned that just oh yeah, no, this was our idea. We're good.
He implied it way back too. Oh. This is a lot more blatant though.
To begin with, the Holy Grail is not the cup that received the blood of God. Its model is a magical cauldron passed down from time immemorial. Even if you're not much of a mage, you should know of it as well. Utopia. There, whose name in Greek means a place which cannot be reached. It is said that there is an omnipotent cauldron that can grant wishes. And there was a group of mages who tried to recreate this omnipotent cauldron that exists at the root of all legends. Those were the three houses of Einsburn, Mockery, and Tosaka. For ages, they searched for the ritual to recreate the omnipotent cauldron, and 200 years ago, they completed it. That was the first Holy Grail War, a ritual that called down the omnipotent cauldron to an artifact grail and tried to open the way.
This is very interesting. This is things I semi-knew, but it's very nice seeing it put like this. Einsburn, that's Ilya's family?
That's right. The Einsburn were well versed in the legends of the Rheingold. The techniques to create an imitation grail were a superhuman feat. But you can't summon the grail with just that.
Yeah, this is the new translation, Feifei. This is where we found out that this is just a really weird, elaborate AU of Disney's The Black Cauldron.
It requires a suitable place and a powerful binding spell. It was the Tosaka and the Mockery who provided those. At the time, the Church and the Magic Association were in the middle of a dispute. So for the ritual, they chose a far eastern land that the Church's eyes would not reach. No doubt it was because they foresaw this that the Einsburn allied themselves with the Tosaka. The Tosaka are the owners of the ley lines all across this area, and their mentor was a master necromancer. For the Einsburn, without the Tosaka, summoning the Grail would have been impossible. But a betrayal could easily have occurred between only two houses. Perhaps thinking that they should make it a three-way standoff, the Tosaka brought this proposal to the House of Makiri. The Makiri were also a famous clan with a long history. They possessed exceptional techniques related to familiars. The Makiri devised the command spells that bind the servants.
Oh my god, I did not know that! Oh.
And so, although they made common cause to summon the Holy Grail, once they had succeeded, all that was left was a fight to the death. Apparently, the first manifestation of the Holy Grail ended while they were fighting. And so over the generations, they crafted the rules of the Holy Grail War. And in form, at least, they returned to the cooperative relationship they enjoyed before.
Oh, this is so interesting, actually.
It's really cool. Tosaka provided the land and the system to shape the servants, while Makiri provided the command spells to bind them. And Ninesburn prepared the vessel in which the Grail resides. That was the alliance that they constructed.
I don't know what he's enjoying so much, but the priest happily continues on. But I see. He said that the Holy Grail War was a ritual, but the originators were Ilya and Tosaka's families, huh?
It was because the Einsburn were the ones to prepare the Grail. They, who Kiritsugu betrayed in the last war, played their strongest trump card. Most likely the Einsburn girl holds the Grail even now.
Huh? Ilya has the Holy Grail? That's weird, I didn't see her carrying anything like that.
Now then, does that satisfy you? I can't know what it is that worries you. But the only way to resolve it is with the Holy Grail. If you've understood that, then hurry on home. This war is not yet over. Walking about without Saber isn't precisely sane.
Oh, this is an extremely tense conversation. Despite the fact that it is mostly info dumping, you know?
Yeah.
That's none of your business. The only one left is Lancer's master. Wait. There's still one more thing I have to ask him. Kodomine, when the Grail disappears, the servants disappear too. You said that, right?
I did. Is there some sort of problem?
A big one. I don't know who he is, but there's an 8th servant. According to Saber, he's been here ever since the last war. Oh, I clicked outside.
Huh?
That must have been pretty surprising. With his eyes wide, Kodomine whispers, "That's absurd." What's the meaning of that, Kodomine? Yeah, I came here because I thought you'd know something about it.
So there's a servant who didn't disappear. That's not so strange. The last war ended by Saber destroying the Holy Grail. In other words, there was still a servant left other than Saber. Saber graciously vanished, but if that servant wished to stay in this world, then it's a simple matter. Most likely, they have replenished their magical energy by eating souls and survived these last 10 years.
It's ridiculous. His presence was not normal. If something like that was here for 10 years, you and my dad must have noticed it.
I know. Most likely someone has been sheltering them. Their master, maybe, or perhaps...
Perhaps? What?
A mage who knew of the Holy Grail War, but wasn't able to qualify as a master. I do know of one such person, but I doubt it. The old man of the Makiri is long retired.
Perhaps with that he was satisfied. Kodomine stands up from his sofa.
This is the end of our talk. As the overseer, I can't overlook what I just heard. I will investigate the servant. You may focus on your fight with the remaining servant Lancer.
Ah. Kuromine walks toward the exit as though to say there's nothing more for us to talk about. Certainly there's nothing to be gained by staying here any longer. Following Kuromine wordlessly leading me to the exit, I leave the dark stone chamber. Oh. I leave the church. At my back?
If Saber obtains the Holy Grail, she will die. You understand what that means, don't you, Miyashiro?
As though to confirm, he threw those words at me. From the door of the church, the priest looks down on me, standing on the ground. If she gets the Grail, Saber will die. I don't need to be told to understand what that means. Saber's goal is only to get the Holy Grail. She doesn't want the Grail's power. And if she obtains the Grail, the things binding Saber will disappear. She will be released from being here just before her death, and then, on that hill, she will meet her death unrewarded. What's gotten into you? Are you the kind of person to give me advice about that?
What? I'm merely happy to see you supporting Saber. I'm giving you advice as my own sort of kindness. That if she obtains the Holy Grail, Saber will disappear. And that if you wish to stay with her, you should give up on the Grail.
That's contradictory itself. Without the Grail, I can't keep Saber here.
There's no need to rely on the Holy Grail. There's the matter of the servant from before as well. If you wish to prolong Saber's life, you will need only keep giving her souls, no?
Be ridiculous, I can't do something like that. I glare at the priest.
I see. That's unfortunate.
Perhaps he couldn't endure my gaze. The priest smiles amusedly.
Then you have no choice but to pin your hopes on the contents of the Grail. Even if your servant does not wish for it, you need only retain one command spell. With that, your wish will be granted.
Oh my god! Oh my god! The priest says that even if Saber doesn't want it, that doesn't matter. That if I'm a master, I need only use the power of the command spell to force her to drink from the Grail.
That's so fucked up.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Did I say something wrong? Don't glare at me so. This was no more than a piece of advice. Well, if you wish to respect Saber's will, that is just as well. It's her life. We have no right to meddle in it. I'll spend tomorrow investigating this other servant. If you wish, you may come and visit me again.
The door of the church closes. Looking up at the bell tower soaring over me, I leave the church. Oh man! Oh! Oh, also, Sudani being like, this is some very blatant manipulation going on here. God!
Yeah, absolutely.
God! Oh! I cross the night bridge. The place I once walked with Saber. Back then I wasn't thinking of anything, just gazing at the night view.
If Saber obtains the Holy Grail, she will die. You understand what that means, don't you?
I know. I understand that without having to be told. So why is this so complicated? Saber mustn't get the Grail, and yet now only the power of the Grail can save her.
If you wish to stay with her, you should give up on the Grail. If you wish to prolong Saber's life, you need only keep giving her souls.
Like I could do that. Even if I wanted that, Saber doesn't. She would rather disappear herself than do something like that. Disappear herself and repeat the Holy Grail once more. War once more.
Then you need only retain one command spell. With that, your wish will be granted.
Shut up, you son of a bitch! I stopped walking and punched the guardrail as though to shake off a binding spell. A clang echoes through the night. That's the only sound around me. There's no sign of anyone on the sidewalk, and no cars on the road either. Damn it! Why the hell am I even worrying about this? I lean against the guardrail and spit that out. I know that I should ignore what Koromine said, but there was an appeal in his words that I can't deny. What do I want to do, and what have I been fighting for? In the beginning it was to end the Holy Grail War. When was it that faded and became a secondary concern? Was it when I stubbornly insisted on fighting by myself? Or when I keenly felt my own powerlessness and joined hands with Saber? Or was it when I made a sword for her after the night in the ruins when we joined our hearts together? Oh! Those are all just self-deceptions. I don't even have to think about it. Back then, from the time I met her in that shed, lit by the light of the moon, my heart was already decided. If that was all it was, that would still have been fine. I'd have fallen into a dream, and if I didn't know, it probably could have ended without my even realizing it. But now I do know. I thought I couldn't leave her be, and I wish that I wouldn't lose her. I still want to stay like this. I'm still wishing that I can keep seeing her smile. The girl alone on the Hill of Swords watching the sunset. When I recall the sight of her, my heart aches. She never had a single moment to herself. I hated that so much I couldn't stand it. Kiritsugu said you mustn't make girls cry. I think a smiling face is many times better than a crying one. That's why it annoyed me that Saber couldn't smile. And yet she said, to me, telling her to smile, that she preferred to see me smile. That. It was like she was looking through a telescope at a star she could never reach. Damn it. I look up at the night sky, at the stars my hands will never reach, and drop by drop, mysterious tears roll down my cheeks. I love her.
Oh, oh no! Oh my goodness!
Not to anyone in particular, I just say those words. Even as dense as I am, when it's come to this, I can't do anything but accept it. There's no help for it anymore. I love her enough to start crying without even knowing why. Oh! Oh!
Oh, my heart!
Oh! Hi, Rin! But give me one moment. Oh! Oh my god!
Are you good? Do you need a sec?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, yes, Rani. There are 3 visual novels that have made you cry before. Fate is one of them. Every single root, no less. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Welcome back. You're home pretty late, aren't you? There. Tosaka is standing by the front door. Tosaka, why are you... This isn't a talk we should be having at the door, is it? You look tired, so come with me. Without even giving me any room to argue, Tosaka grabs me by the arm, briskly starts walking, and drags me into her room. Here, have some tea. It's cold out, right? Even as she currently says that, she's oddly considerate. Yeah, thanks. Fate hasn't made you cry yet, but it's gotten you fucked up? But hey, we're only one route in! Yeah! We are currently less than 1/3 into this game.
That's so fucked up.
Honestly, the hot tea makes me happy. To get here from the next town takes over an hour. Oh, my bad. Because I was walking slowly, I'm frozen all the way down to my bones. So, did you go and see Kirei? She comes right out and asks me. I see, so Tosaka had it figured out from the beginning. And yet she didn't try to stop me, waited for me to come home and even put on some tea. I made up my mind, and Tosaka's twisted sort of thoughtfulness makes me happy as well. That's probably why. Yeah, I did. There were some things I wanted to ask him. Without trying to hide anything, I honestly answered her. I see. And I won't ask you what you did. That's better for you too, right, Shirou? Yeah. Besides, it wasn't a particularly substantial talk. I just confirmed our situation. I see. But that was a surprise, huh? To hear that Saber's not really a servant yet? For the strongest servant to really be the most half-baked of them all. It's like a bad joke, isn't it? Yeah, Saber should have never become a servant. I honestly nod. That's unexpected. You and Archer might have gotten along. He said the same thing. Huh? Archer did? Yeah, Archer said it too, that he regretted it, so he didn't want the same thing to happen to Saber. Oh.
Oh.
Why could he be worried about Saber? I thought he hated Saber, didn't he? Yeah, that is true. I wonder if he wasn't really annoyed with some kind of relation to Saber? When he fought Saber for the first time, he was obviously holding back, right? Ever since then, I thought it was strange. Is that so? But Saber didn't seem to remember Archer at all. Is that right? But Saber was a king, wasn't she? And it's not like she'd known every one of her subjects, and she might have just forgotten him, no? Hey, you say something like that, there's no end to it, is there? If you've seen their face but you can't remember them, I think that's the same thing as not knowing them at all. Not necessarily. According to the legend, among King Arthur's vassals there were lots of unlucky knights chased out of Camelot, weren't there? Maybe he was one of them. If he were hiding his identity, not from me but from Saber, it would actually kind of make sense. Tosaka talks to me uncharacteristically animatedly. I guess this too is her being considerate in her way. I don't think it will have much effect, but Tosaka is a good person. She's normally merciless, but the way she tries to help when she sees someone down on their luck, it's like she has a natural instinct to look out for people. So, the two of us spent about half an hour drinking tea. Perhaps she's finally run out of patience. Tosaka turns and looks at me seriously. So what do you want to do, Shirou? Yeah, for the moment, tomorrow I'm going on a date. Can't think of anything else, and since that's what I decided on the way home, it's only natural. Then, I don't know where the soft seriousness that she'd had until now went, after Tosaka makes an incredibly rude face. She bursts into an even more incredible fit of laughter. Oh, wait a second, I wasn't ready for that one. Oh, you're amazing, that's amazingly selfish, Shirou.
I fucking love her so much.
So good. Damn it, thinking about it calmly, you should have known this would happen, you idiot! Shut up, shut up! Is it wrong if it's selfish? I know that this isn't the time for it, but I'm not gonna let you stop me. No, Shirou, you're hilarious! Tosaka slaps me on the back as she clutches at her belly. She's the best character.
She is so fucking wonderful.
Wait, it's Valentine's Day?
Holy shit!
February 14th! Oh my god!
Fuck yeah, dude!
Somehow I think this might be the worst thing she's ever done to me. Oh, you gave me quite a laugh there. Yeah, it is! I hadn't even thought about it. I'm happy for you. It wasn't funny to me at all, though. Good luck with your date, huh? I like you too. Fuck you! With a gentleness that's complete change from her previous attitude, Tosuka says that. Yeah, I'll do my best. Good grief, that was a real surprise attack. When she says that to me with a face like that, I can't do anything except nod, can I?
I love that Tosca has built up her reputation and her personality so perfectly that when she displays genuine affection, it becomes an attack.
I return to my room. Saber is still asleep, and the house is as peaceful as if nothing happened. Hey, Plasma! Oh. Unfortunately, it was rainy today, but I wonder what it will be like tomorrow. As I look up at the clouds slowly flowing across the sky, I uncharacteristically wish for it to be sunny tomorrow. Oh! And so, here we go, Valentine's Day! Ah, Moonlight one.
Let's go!
And, by the time I realize it, it's already morning. This is pathetic, I couldn't get to sleep at all. You fucking... Oh. Our traumatized little boy is finally wanting things for himself.
I'm so proud of him.
I sigh and shut off the alarm clock. Today, no matter what Saber says, we are going on a date. My #1 priority is to go to places we haven't gone before, to take her around to all kinds of places and make her have fun. To do that, I squeezed out every bit of knowledge I don't have to try to think of a plan for a date, and by the time I realized it, the alarm clock was ringing. Jesus fucking Christ.
You spent all night thinking about this.
I set the alarm clock just in case. Last night, no matter how hard I thought about it, I couldn't think of a single concrete idea, so thinking I was in it for the long haul, I borrowed the alarm clock from Tosuka. Not that it came in handy at all. Now that I think about it, I've never been on a date before, have I? I let out another sigh. In short, that's how it is. Even more than being so nervous that I couldn't sleep, the real shock was that even spending all night thinking about it, I couldn't think of any kind of plan that might make a girl happy. Fine! I'll just have to wing it! I'll take her around everywhere and show her the meaning of fun! Oh my boy! Anyway, if I take her to one cute-looking shop after another, there's no way she won't have fun. Well, I do have a feeling that there are some faults in this plan, but for now, that's what I have decided, so that's what I'm going to do. It's not like I have any better idea, so today I'll just drown her in fun until she gives up. Why does he have to put it like that?
And Iliasfield hasn't awakened yet.
You love the resolve and the self-awareness butting heads. No, she's still asleep. Looking at her, it seems like it will be a little longer before she wakes up, but I guess that's pretty fortunate today. If Ilia were awake, she'd follow Shirou around and get in your way.
That is true. We can't allow her to keep following Shirou around as she has been. Last night was what it was, but starting today we'll be seriously searching for the last master. Shirou won't have any time to be worrying about Ilyasu.
Yes, about that. Oh, that's what she'd get in the way of. Oh, well, never mind. There's no point in me saying anything about it. This is a problem for you and Shirou. Tosaka stifles a giggle.
A problem for Shirou and me.
We finished breakfast and it's about time for us to get going. Saber is eager to go looking for the last master, but I'm not going to lose to her in enthusiasm. I had to get out there and broach the subject like a man! About that, Saber. We're going over to the next town today, so if you need to get ready, you ought to do it now.
To search for the last master. In that case, I think searching the suburbs would be a more certain choice.
Tosaka just at the back? No, not that. We are going to go and have some fun, so there's not really any point in us going to the suburbs, is there? Saber stiffens. Does she now? Later, I'm going to have to get back at the one holding in her laughter behind her.
Jessica's just watching us bomb. Shirou, what do you mean by that? If you're going to go and have fun, would that not be you and Rin instead of,
I'm going. So who's going to come with me if it's not you? I'm going to have Tosaka stay here and look after Ilya so she doesn't have anything to do with this. Rin's face is saying, so how are you two gonna fuck this up now? Tosaka is a reaction PNG tuber right now.
What are you saying? Even if you and I were going to, I don't know what that word is.
Reconnaissance?
As reconnaissance? I don't know.
No
the neighboring
idea.
town, it would accomplish very little. There's no meaning in such a thing. What are you saying? What exactly are you saying that we do?
Saber confronts me with her discontent. Well, that's not unexpected. If she still thinks we're going out to search for masters after I've said this much, our prospects are pretty bleak. Oh, brother. You don't get it even after I've said this much, do you, Saber? In short, I'm saying we go on a date. How about it? I declare, ignoring Tosaka's gaze. Just how much of that did Saber understand?
If you phrase it that way, I don't understand. Would you please define what you mean in more concrete terms, Shirou?
She's so autistic, I love her.
I love all the characters in this stupid fucking game.
He asks, as her mood steadily worsens, even Tosaka is surprised. At that, a switch inside of me flips. When it comes to things like this, being considerate of her has the opposite effect. It seems like it would be better for both of us if I explained it to Saber in a way that's precise and easy to understand.
Shirou, if you say you're going out to the town, I will obey you, but please explain to me exactly what you mean by a date. However much I might be accustomed to this time, there is still vocabulary that I don't understand. I would appreciate it if you refrained from using technical language.
Tosaka, please! It's not really technical vocabulary. If you don't know, then I'll tell you, but a date means going out to have fun with a girl. Oh, just oh. Saber stops dead.
When you say girl, you're talking about me?
Yes, Saber, I want to go all out with you and have fun! She whispers in blank astonishment. When I nod, of course, Saber's face becomes still more discontented.
I understand the meaning of the word, but I don't understand your intent at all. What's your reason for doing such a thing?
The constant reaction in the background from Rin is adding so much. She's having the time of her life. This is unexpected. I completely understand the aim of a date, but I'm a little hesitant to say that directly to Saber's face. Oh, good grief, she's misunderstanding you because you're using that kind of uncharacteristic vocabulary. You just have to explain it to her without using the word date in words that are easier to understand. Look, Saber, a date, in other words, is a romantic engagement. Shiro says you're going to have fun, but in short it's a chance for a boy to appeal to a girl he likes. I am so fucking glad that Tosaka is, through the entire thing, just the driving force for giving these two a push.
I fucking love their dynamics so fucking much.
This is why she needs to be in the polycule. They need her.
It's watching Shirou and fucking Saber just bounce off each other over and over, and Rin just like, I have to make these two kiss.
There we go!
Yeah, woo!
I unconsciously choke! What Tosaka is saying is right, but I have this feeling that a date and a romantic engagement are intensely different. But there's no need for me to interrupt her. Looking at her, it seems like Saber finally understands what a date is. Yeah, that's right, Saber. Today we're not going to fight, we're just going to go to the next town. In the first place, we can't fight during the day because we'll be seen, right? So it shouldn't matter how we spend it.
That is true, but there's little meaning in it. Even if we do such a thing, there's nothing for you to gain out of it, is there, Shirou?
That's not true, but even if it were, I wouldn't really care. I've decided that today is for you, Saber, so don't worry about me. Anyway, we're absolutely going to town today. We are absolutely going to town today! I'm not going to change that no matter what you say. That's some wording! I look Saber dead in the eye. After Saber ponders over it with a somewhat dubious expression.
Then, even in the case that I were against the idea, you would go out to town by yourself?
Please, stop! Oh, sorry. I reset that thing. Yeah, I'm going, no matter what. If I don't, I'll look like an idiot for staying up all night thinking about it.
Well, then I have no choice but to accompany you. As a servant, I can't very well leave my master alone.
Tosaka! After she
Get a load
takes
of this
deep...
guy.
Get a load of these two! Come!
She's not looking at Shirou, she's looking at us, the audience.
She's staring directly at the camera. Thank you, Soja. After she takes a deep breath, in the same tone as always, Saber gives that reply. Alright, there are all kinds of problems, but anyway I've managed to get Saber to come out with me. From here I won't sweat the small stuff and I'll focus on bringing Saber around. Pity victory. Have fun, bring me something back, alright. Gesturing for Tosaka, laughing at my expense to the very end. To go to hell, I head outside.
So then, what exactly is it that you intend us to do from here, Shirou?
Well, for the moment we'll go over to the next town. The bus leaves from the intersection, so we'll get on there. You love Saber's dubious expression? Yeah. The road is oddly quiet. It's after 9 o'clock in the morning on a weekday, so the town is steadily coming to life, but I guess it's still a little early to go out. Up, 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 up. There's no sign of anyone on the road. It's like we've rented the street. We can hold hands and no one will say anything! Oh, now that you mention it, it's gotten pretty easy for me to skip school, huh? I've spent all this time cooped up in the house lately.
Naturally, you're a master, Shirou. It would be stranger if you did just go out walking on a whim.
She flatly replies. That she's waiting silently behind me is the same as always, but there's a different sense to it today. To put it mildly, I can feel a prickling pressure on my back. In any case, Saber is even more formidable than usual. We get on the bus. It would have been packed with people until just an hour ago, but at this time, the people on the bus are few enough to count. The only ones in the seats are some old ladies with children in tow, so it's like we've rented the bus out too. Saber, let's sit way in the back here. Calling out Saber trying to sit at the very front for some reason, we sit down on the big bench at the back of the bus. We get CG in the bus!
Yeah!
Saber is still silent, just gazing out at the passing scenery. Stealing a glance at her, it's a little late now, but I realize what an incredible thing I'm doing. Heading over to the neighboring town on the bus is a normal thing I do every day, but now, something impossible and extraordinary is mixed into that every day. Well, in short, to put it frankly, the inside of my head has started spinning like a top, that I'm really going on a date. Oh crap, my nerves are really starting to get out of control. Carefully, so as to not let Saber notice, I take a deep breath. And, while I should just leave it alone, I steal another glance at her features. My heart pounds loudly in my chest. Saber, sitting in the seat next to me, is a Saber I've never seen before. No, Saber herself is the same as always, it's just that her circumstances are different now. They are so cute, yeah!
I think this is gonna kill me, this is adorable.
Just at that, whether I like it or not, I understand once again that she's something special. Hadn't noticed it at the Emilia house. That my normal, everyday life, just from having Saber in it, is like living in a different world. Her hair like dusted gold, her green eyes, I think even just those would make her overwhelmingly beautiful. I hadn't had much to compare to until now, so I'd forgotten that too. I remember back to when I first met Saber. I'm sure the reason I avoided her like I couldn't get along with her is because I was embarrassed of being captivated by her. After all, no matter what Saber had to say about it, to me she was a girl before she was a swordsman. Not knowing how to get close to her, I hadn't realized my own feelings either. Even I know that's ridiculous. And now, after I've already come to trust Saber so deeply that there's no going back, I've decided to go on a date with her. Just that much could be enough for the order to be reversed, but thinking that once we get off this bus our day will begin, I finally realize what an important event going on a date with the girl I love is. Oh! Once again, there's a word!
This is so good.
I love how visual...
I was just saying, this is great. I love how this has happened. This is fantastic.
Yeah! I love how visual novels can do this. It feels perfectly natural when a high school teenager just flipped off his school's idol, who's living at his house, to go on a date with a female King Arthur. Don't worry about it.
It's because we started with him having a completely normal life, and we've seen everything on point A to B here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been 18 streams to get to this point. It's so good. But even so, that's fine. In the first place, the only thing I can do is my best. And there's no point getting cold feet now. I calm my heart and shake off my pathetic whining. The bus crosses the bridge and enters the developing district with its tall buildings lined up along the road. I let out a whistling breath and prepare myself. And the familiar announcer declares that the next stop is Shinto Station. Even though it's still only 9:30, the park in front of the station was filled with people. Most stores don't open until 10, but the sidewalk cafes and bookstores are already open. With that by itself, the number of people is no comparison to what you'd find in Miyama, and the park is as lively as it is on the weekend. Look at her face! We get off the bus and Saber irritably looks out at the park.
I love when she starts squinting.
That's only natural. Saber hasn't assented to our date, and what's more, the people passing by are all gawking at Saber. There's no way that Saber could be feeling good about all of this. I screwed up. Now that I think about it, taking Saber out first thing in the morning was bound to end up like this. White woman bent? White woman! Everyone just passing like, is that a white woman?
Holy shit, a white woman.
But I'm going to be bringing her around all day today. If there is a way to get her to relax, it's to make her have so much fun that she's not worried about the stares of people around us. Alright, this is one of your favorite days in the game, Pog. I can see why so far. I smack my fist into my palm and turn back to Saber. Saber, I'll ask you to start, but do you have anywhere you want to go? We've come all the way out here, so today we can do whatever you want.
Who knows? There aren't really any places that I'm particularly interested in. In the first place, I don't have the knowledge to be able to make that sort of choice.
Really? That does put me in a bit of a spot. Well then, I guess we really will just have to wing it. There's nothing nowhere you wanna go, and I don't know where we should go either. That makes things kinda difficult.
I don't believe it, but have you not come up with any sort of plan, Shirou?
No, I do have a bit of a plan, but it's pretty rough. For the moment, I figure we'll just try one store after another. Well, no, that's still pretty difficult. I know some places that I wouldn't get bored in, but I can't even imagine a shop that could make a girl happy. Good grief. If I'd known this could happen, I could have tried going out with one of the girls in my class at least once.
Good grief. I'm not objecting, but there's something the matter with you, Shirou. Taking a rest is still a reasonable idea, but what do you mean you haven't even come up with a clear plan for that rest?
Saber is in lecture mode. This is the first time I've seen Saber complain at length like this outside of the dojo. Taking into account that she wasn't all that enthusiastic about this in the first place, I did think that she was bristling at the curious stares of the people walking down the street, but I didn't think it was this bad.
For a while now, I haven't said anything about the laxness of your planning. You pay close attention to the world around you, but you're awfully sloppy in the way you handle yourself.
Is he now, Saber?
And as a result, you end up having to pay the price to make up that discrepancy yourself. Are you listening to me, Shirou?
You should have asked Issei out on a day to practice. Issei couldn't have said no. After all, Shirou is not a woman. Thank you, Sadani. Okay, Mom. I'm listening. In short, you don't agree with being out here doing this, right, Saber? Well, it's obvious that you're bored with me dragging you around like this, so it's probably natural that you couldn't like it.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm merely wondering if this isn't the time for this.
It's not that I don't want to go out on a date, it's just that we have other things to do, you know? I understand that too, but I'm not gonna listen. I've decided that I'm going to have to you spend the day with me. That much is something I'm not going to change, no matter what you say. That is absolute. I look Saber in the eye, and Saber just looks back at me, astonished. But if there's something you want to say, then I will listen. You probably have complaints, so please get those out of the way now. That way neither of us will have to be worried about it. If you say you don't want to go on a date with me, then I'll think of something else for us to do.
No, there's no need for you to go that far, but
Shirou, do not use your command spells to... You have no... No, you do have idea how common that is as a trope in the fandom. God. It was even... I'm going to say it was referenced in one of the singularities you go to in FGO. At one point, you basically have to change the servants into a swimsuit, because that's the only way I think will work. And there's no time for it. You literally just use a command spell on Mash, and you kinda insist on one of the other servants. And she, like, one of the other servants goes like, what do I get? What do I get if I change, like you say, and go out there like you're telling me to? And you go, I will let you use one of my command spells to do anything you want. And she goes like, oh, reverse command spell play? Like she says the words reverse command spell play and immediately agrees.
Alright, yeah, that's based.
Uncharacteristically, Saber's eyes wander and she stumbles over her words. And you've got no complaints, right? So let's get going. You don't have any requests, so don't get mad at me for no matter where we go, okay? I hear a lot of that going to the aquarium or something first is a staple. Woo! I prepare myself and take Saber by the hand, yes!
Shiro, I'm not complaining, but there's no reason for you to hold my hand, is there?
Yes! No, I don't want to waste any time, so we're going to run a little bit. I'll show you the way, so follow me and don't get lost. Oh!
No, under these circumstances,
Without waiting for Saber's reply, I start running. I don't have said that to Saber, I can't let her see me being pathetic. No, now all that's left is just to escort her everywhere I can think of. Holding Saber by the hand, I run, dodging the crowds. Perhaps she's resigned herself to the idea. After complaining so much before, Saber has quieted down. Well then, it's just before 10 in the morning. We have 2 hours until lunchtime, so let's make the most out of it and astound her. Please give me a background of the... In a word, these last 2 hours have been like a storm. We brought ourselves to a boutique I don't normally go to, and as I taught her the rules, we enjoyed ourselves bowling. Oh! Bowling with Saber! I couldn't find the aquarium, but we fed the birds in the park. Oh!
I'm very disappointed about the lack of aquarium.
We enjoyed ourselves stopping by an antique shop, and I'm convinced to this day that avoiding the movie theater was a wise move. Anyway, tackling places that seem like they might make a girl happy one after another, I had 2 hours of failures and honorable defeats. Excalibur! I don't think this is something that could ever conventionally be called a date. If you had to call it anything, it'd be more like a serious contest, a deathmatch where the first one to give up loses. No matter where I take Saber, it's the same, and from time to time she was so quiet that I was worried that she was seriously angry at me. Against a total lack of reaction that made me hesitate to tell her that she was supposed to be having fun, I grew desperate, thinking, this next one for sure. The result was that I got stubborn about making Saber smile and ran around every which way, but noon came around without having any particular result. Then, at Saber's prompting of, Shirou, it's time for lunch, I realized that it was indeed, and for the moment we decided to take a short rest, but... What is this place? Shown to a table, I unconsciously grumble. For lunch, there's a cafe by the river that I'd recommend. That was a single piece of advice that Tosaka gave me last night. I picked this place with that in mind, but I never imagined this place could be so fastidious. For the moment I pick up the menu, fortunately, the menu has a Japanese translation, so I don't have any trouble reading it. The only things that do give me trouble are that it's filled with dishes I've never heard of, and the prices are outrageous!
Kosaka does not understand this.
Are we on Mars? I have honestly no idea what I should order. I grumble looking at the menu.
Shirou, did we not come here in order to have lunch?
A strangely timid voice comes from the seat across the table. Well, we did, but unfortunately this isn't quite what I was expecting. I raise my head, and... there is Saber, making a face like a concerned rabbit. Saber?
If you can't settle down here, why don't we return to the house just for the moment? I prefer the fruit that you prepare, Shirou.
Oh! You mean you want to go back home?
No, it's not that I want to go back to the house, exactly. I've been dreadfully tense today, so I'm more tired than usual.
Really? I see. I figured we'd take a quick break and eat here and then walk around town some more, but if you're tired, why don't we rest here for a while?
No, of course not. Saying that I'm tired was misleading. Truthfully...
Saber's mouth stops moving. A quiet gurgle, fortunately, seems to have reached only my ears. What? If you're hungry, all you had to do was say so.
White woman starving!
White woman starving!
I'm very sorry. In short, what I'm trying to say is that I would appreciate it greatly if we could have lunch soon.
You got it. Yeah, it's not as much fun, but why don't we try ordering something safe and get some food right away? If a snack is fine, that makes this easy. I decided to pick out 2 things that seemed like lunch sets, and we probably have lunch. Get this woman some cheese! As I drink my after-meal coffee, I think about our plan for this afternoon. What I learned this morning when we went bowling is that any kind of athletic play is not a great idea. Saber herself gets serious instantly when it comes to any kind of contest. I love this, actually. That's fun by itself, but it makes Saber, who stands out enough as it is, stand out even more. And so, after we'd finished one game, Saber, who wanted to avoid attracting attention, got bent out of shape at the stares from the people around us. So I guess with that in mind, we should avoid anything athletic. Saber, I'm going to ask for a second time, but do you have anywhere you wanna go?
Me? No, not particularly. I don't know myself, so I'll leave it up to you, Shirou.
Saying that, Saber picks up her teacup. After her meal, Saber asks for black tea, and she seems to like the flavor of it quite a lot. We rarely have black tea at home, and even when we do, it's instant. From Saber's perspective, as someone who seems to like black tea, she seems to have had some dissatisfaction with it as a beverage. No, starting tonight, I should keep that in mind. Saber isn't doing anything in particular, just drinking her tea. She doesn't seem especially happy, but she doesn't seem bored, really, either. Put it in a word, she looks natural. In the shadow of the sunlight streaming through the window, with dignified posture, she brings the teacup to her mouth. It's the first time I've seen her like this, but nothing about it feels out of place. So much so that I feel like I must have seen her like this before. Why do I have such a delusion? When the Saber that I know has always been a tense girl fighting with sword in hand. Oh, that's right. But I suppose it's only natural. I only know her after she took the sword. When she took her hand off her sword, Saber was always gentle. The reason this scene doesn't seem novel, why it feels so natural, is probably because this is her true nature. However exceptional she might be as a swordsman, it's normal for Saber to be like this. Perhaps it's actually more abnormal for this girl to be wielding a sword. Once in a dream, I thought that she wasn't cut out for fighting. I don't think that's wrong. However exceptional her swordsmanship might be, however many battlefields she has crossed, as long as she is who she is, that can't have been a comfortable place for her. And so this is something natural. Saber resting, released from tension with no sword in hand. That gentle sigh is the place where she should be. Oh!
This is the cutest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Even afternoon, what we're doing doesn't change. I head for every shop I can think of, and Saber silently follows me. But compared to this morning, it's not so tough. Maybe I've gotten used to it, or maybe Saber has resigned herself to the idea. Saber is always laconic, but if you look closely, there's a subtle difference in her expression when she's angry and when she's not. I feel a certain sense of accomplishment that Saber has a little bit more of a spring in her step as we leave the cafe, and that purely makes me happy. This music is new, by the way. And as the result of trying every angle to figure out something that Saber might like, I can only half believe it myself, but I've judged this to be the shop that Saber could find most agreeable.
Oh.
Saber stops dead in her tracks. Like I thought, I can't tell if her shoulders are trembling because she's angry or because she's moved.
Shirou, this place.
They say it's the best stuffed animal shop in town. Apparently boys aren't allowed inside, so I've never been here before though. Of course, there's no such rule that boys aren't allowed inside. It's just that because the usual customers are all girls, there's an unspoken understanding to that effect. In fact, even now, the only people around us are girls around my age. Blonde Saber is drawing stares as well, but as a man, I'm drawing actual glares. They probably want to say something like, "Don't invade our holy ground." I feel entirely the same way. I can't recognize anyone who could set foot in here as a man either. This is extra interesting with the reading of trans Shirou, you know?
Uh-huh.
Well, we've come all the way here, so let's forget about them and take a look around. Did you have any animals you like, Saber? Wait, that is say?
Mainly I do think that lions and leopards and such are rather adorable, but do you think that's strange?
She asks me with upturned eyes.
Oh.
I instantly look away and try to hold back a laugh. If you ask what's funny, Saber asking if it's strange for her to think that lions are cute is very funny indeed.
Shirou, that was rather unnatural just now. I don't have any grounds for it. Somehow I feel like I should be angry with you. Could that just be my imagination?
No, I'm really sorry. You saying lions was just so much like you that I couldn't help but laugh.
It's not nice to laugh at other people's preferences, Shirou. And besides, there's nothing wrong with lions.
I'm just smiling so hard right now.
This is the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I'm telling you I'm sorry. I'll take you somewhere nice to make up for it, so don't be so mad at me, okay? As I swallow my laughter, we enter the store. Judging by the look of this place, I guess the animals are over there. And so, getting back to the entrance from the very back of the store takes us just under an hour. Between silently watching over Saber staring intently at the stuffed animals, and having my nerves worn down by so many girls that I wonder where they all came from. Anyway, this was the most exhausting hour yet. But, most frighteningly, so far we've only been around half the store. Saber has been stopping to stare intensely at the stuffed animals at every step, so it's just taken us this long to walk around half the store.
I am grinning ear to fucking ear right now. This is adorable.
Saber seems to be overflowing with curiosity about the remaining half of the store too, so, well, the only thing for me to do is to go along with her.
Shirou, what's the matter? Why are you sighing? Has all this walking around tired you?
I'm a little tired. I'm not soft enough that this would be enough to make me give up, but this place is a special case. I guess you really shouldn't do things you're not used to. I let out a great sigh. I don't care about people staring at me walking around with Saber, but I can't keep cool in a store just for girls like this. This is extremely interesting with the reading of Transmask Shirou.
I also wanted to point out that our T for T reading of Shirou and Saber, like, taking a girl out to get stuffed animals is absolutely trans culture.
Yeah!
It's really cute.
Oh, get this girl Blaha. Every once in a while, the mental fatigue of it gets to my legs. What about you, Saber? Are you alright? This is the first time you've been in a shop like this, right? If you're tired, you can tell me, alright?
Certainly, I can't keep calm either, but you seem even more uncomfortable, Shirou. Not just here, but in the last shop as well, and the shop before that. I can't believe this to be the case, but you're not choosing shops that you don't want to go to yourself, are you?
For me, just with those words, all my fatigue and anxiety is blown away. Yeah, you're right. To be honest, I've been deliberately picking stores I'm not good with.
Like I thought. What's wrong with you, Shirou? Why would you choose only stores like this when you know that you're unfamiliar with them? Like that,
No, I mean, girls like stores like these, right? I'm the one who brought you out here to have fun, and this is your day, Saber. Besides, I'm not that uncomfortable. You're here, so I'm alright. With a girl as beautiful as you next to me, I can't even worry about if people are jealous of me or if I'm out of place.
Oh. What? That's ridiculous. Armed or not, I'm a servant. Even if we are not in combat, there's no need for you to treat me as a woman. Please treat me like a servant, like you normally do.
Cute. You're the one being ridiculous. Forget normally. You're a girl to begin with, aren't you? It's not like I'm being considerate of you just for today. Am I any different today than I normally am? Astonishedly, as though she's only just realized it now, Saber opens her mouth. Oh my god, that's right! He never treated me as just a servant!
No, you're the same. You've been the same Shirou as always.
Right, so there's no need for you to worry about me. Come on, let's get going. I'll buy you whatever you like most, so we've got to take a look at the other half of the store, right? I take Saber by the hand, and Saber dragged along behind me.
That's right. Even though it's been like this from the beginning, I only realize it now.
She whispers, her eyes far away. Oh, honey. Oh, honey!
Oh, my heart!
The unfamiliar day went on in a flurry. Right to the end, Saber didn't smile or raise her voice, and I didn't smile from the heart either. It's not as though anything happened that was fun enough to leave an impression, but the time wasn't so boring to make me regret it either. Put it bluntly, it was just nothing. Like this, Saber might have been happier if we just stayed at the house and I'd spent the day training with her in the dojo. Even so, today wasn't bad. Even if it wasn't particularly boring or especially interesting, that I got to bring Saber around like this should be something I can be proud of for the rest of my life. When the battle is over and after everything has gone back to normal, if the time that I spent with Saber was just fighting, that would be too empty. Even if it's foolish, if we don't spend some time on something other than fighting, there's no meaning in her being here. So, right now I can be proud. The end is close. When everything is over, and there's no longer any need to fight. If Saber will remember that something like this happened too, that's enough for me to be proud of.
My heart is melting.
We've decided to walk home. That's because just before we got on the bus to go home,
Let's walk home.
Saber suggested. The wind has started blowing. The vivid sunset lights the bridge up in red. I suppose Saber must have noticed something. She stops walking and looks down into the middle of the river. At the end of her gaze is a small mountain of rubble. Even calling it a mountain, there's no height to it. Just below the surface of the water, a pile of steel beams or something ever so slightly disturbs the flow of the river. I don't know what the circumstances are, but it seems like quite a while ago an anchored ship sank or something, and the debris collected here and turned into a hill. Apparently, because it ruins the view, the neighborhood residents have wanted it removed for quite a while now. What is that, Saber? Are you curious about that?
No, I was just surprised that it's still here. I was the cause of it. During the last war, I was forced to fight on the surface of the water, and I used my noble phantasm here. The only harm done was that I dried up the river, but unfortunately an anchored ship was caught up in it.
Oh, caught up in it? You don't mean an Excalibur? Yeah, but oh, that's just right.
Yes, but fortunately there were no passengers on board, and the damage wasn't so great. The river has gone back to normal now as well, so there's no need to be so angry about it, is there? I, too, am, sorry for what I did.
I need to be careful. If I don't at least make sure the ground is this wide open when she uses Excalibur, it won't be a joke.
Shirou, are you still angry?
No, I'm not angry. I was just surprised. Then I just thought that, well, there are plenty of traces of the last war around. Compared to the wasteland in the Central Park, some rubble in the river is no problem, right? Well, it was probably a disaster for the owner of the boat, though.
You needn't worry about that. Kiritsugu said that insurance paid the owner of the boat and that he had stopped it with the intent of using it as cushioning in the first place. Using the hull of the boat as a wall, he lessened the power of my noble phantasm.
Aw, that almost sounds like you meant to destroy the boat in the first place.
It's not as though I meant to. It was something that Kiritsugu prepared without telling me. Yes, I expect Kiritsugu probably predicted how the fight would progress. Though I didn't realize, because he didn't say anything either before he prepared the boat or afterward.
Saying that, Saber nostalgically looks down at the river. At the water surface, brilliantly reflecting the sunset. The breeze blowing off the river is a little stiff, and it rustles through her hair. Perhaps it's because the sight of her is so beautiful. Saber, did you have fun today? Driven on by the worry that Saber might just disappear like this, I asked something.
Sorry, lost connection. Can we
Oh
just
no!
have-
Hello, welcome back?
Hello.
Whoa, did you
Hmm?
miss anything?
No.
Good.
Did you say something, Shirou?
I did. I asked if you had fun today. I gulp. After Saber's eyes go wide in surprise.
Yes. I would be lying if I said it wasn't novel.
As though it's something that will never happen again. With a touch of longing in her voice, she says that. Before I even asked, I knew what her answer would be. If there's anything left to do, it's just to nod and go home. If that's all there is, then we should still be able to take it back. I see. Looking Saber in the eye, I nod. Then, let's go again sometime. It's not like this has to be the only time we do something like this. And speaking these words that most likely can't be taken back. Saber's expression stiffens. Probably because she knows what I'm trying to say. After she looks me firmly in the eye, she quietly shakes her head. As if to say there won't be a second time. That this was a mistake that will only happen today. Why not? I know what her answer will be. Even so, unable to accept the answer that I imagined from her, I ask her again.
You shouldn't even have to ask that. Servants exist in order to fight. To do something like we did today is to deny my own existence. I went along with this because I judged that you needed a rest. But from here on, there should be no further need for rest. Few of our enemies remain. If you ordered it, Shirou, I would like to seek out an answer right now.
She looks back at me, with eyes filled with her will to fight. Saber is telling me that she could head off to battle from here if I were only to command it. That sets a fire to all those things I can't accept. The hell is that? You really want to fight that badly?
Of course I do. The more I fight, the closer I come to the Holy Grail. For me, battle is something that should be prioritized above all else. You should know that yourself, Shirou.
Yeah, I do know. That's why I don't get it. I've wanted to say this for a while now, but you're contradicting yourself. For all you talk about how important fighting is, you don't actually want to fight, do you? You're just grudgingly fighting because there's no other way, aren't you?
That's not true at all. I don't shy away from battle. I said that I would do anything it takes in order to win, did I not?
Yeah, you certainly said that. That's not a reason to like fighting. All possible means, right? Saber. If you're saying we should just beat the other masters and get the Holy Grail, then you could just attack people and get stronger like Ryder did. But you don't want to do that, do you?
That's...
Because you don't want to get innocent people involved, right? You know all too well that once the fighting starts, people die. Yeah, that's why you have tried to fight as little as possible. If you fight, people die. That's why you're saying you want to end this quickly. In short, you're scared to death of a fight that will create victims. After Saber's eyes open wide like she's seen a ghost, she grits her teeth and looks me in the eye again.
You're wrong. I'm not afraid of fighting.
Yeah, certainly. Right from the beginning, I don't think you were ever scared. You probably painted over a personal fear like that with the king's duty or whatever you call it. Ah, he's going for the throat!
Holy shit.
This is the inverse of last night, you know, when she was the one actually calling him out. This is his turn. But even so, you hate fighting. You're strong and you're good at it, that's all. But that's not a talent you ever wanted, is it? I'll come right and say this. You're not cut out for fighting. I'll bet normally you wouldn't have wanted to even draw a sword. You keep saying that fighting is your only goal, but that's just something you say to fool yourself. Why? Why didn't you or the people around you realize that? Right to the very end?
Shirou, I will not suffer any further insults, even from you.
You can't stand it because I'm exactly right, aren't I? If you admitted it, you wouldn't be able to fight anymore. I hear her teeth grind together. Saber glares at me as she struggles to contain her anger. But I can't afford to back off here. If I believe that I'm right, I can't run away now. You stop. You want to stop too, don't you? You know that you're not suited to the sword, don't you? So just quit. Quit being a servant and do something that suits you better. You can't take back the human happiness you should have had, starting now. For that, I would...
Don't be absurd. I have no choice but to fight. I exist only to gain the Holy Grail. I offered myself up to maintain my oath as king. There's no other path allowed to me.
She exists only to gain the Holy Grail. Of all the things that make me angry, that makes me the angriest of all. Why could you say a stupid thing like that as though you're trying to convince yourself? It's because you were always saying things like that the people around you swallowed those words without question. Idiot, that can't possibly be true. There are all kinds of other paths. You're here now. You're different from who you were in the past. Then, from now on, you have to live for yourself. Don't ever use the Grail. That final wish allowed to you. For the sake of strangers who don't matter to you. If you're here, Saber, then you have to be happy here. The sound of the wind rustles in my ears. Saber doesn't reply. He doesn't even nod. He just looks straight back at me and...
I cannot agree to those words. I made a contract to obey you, but that does not mean I have given you my heart, Master.
In a strong voice, she says those words.
I will not break my oath as king. As king, I have a duty that I must fulfill. King Arthur's goal is to acquire the Holy Grail. Even if that should come true, I doubt I can ever return to being Artoria. From the beginning, I have had only one wish. From the time I drew the sword, that vow will never change.
Why? That's not what you have to do, is it? To be unrewarded to the very end like that is wrong. You don't need the Holy Grail, and besides, Saber's wish will never come true. You can't ever wipe away something that has already happened. Saber, you can't redo something that's already happened. No, I think that's something that you mustn't do. Realize that much yourself, haven't you? It hurts so bad, yeah?
No, that can't be.
And I'll say it for you. Whatever cruel end it might have come to you, you can't change something that's already happened. Wanting to do something over because you couldn't do it, that's just childish selfishness, isn't it? My words cut off there. Saber doesn't say anything, and I do not have any words I should say to her either. The sound of the wind in my ears stops as well. No, the wind hasn't stopped, only paused for a moment. I hear a whistle. When I feel the wind brush my cheek.
Shirou, I thought that you of all people would understand.
It has changed to a headwind.
After wasting the day away like this, is that all you wanted to say?
Oh, a cold voice. There's nothing but rejection left there.
Don't think so highly of yourself. What can a person like you possibly understand about me? You have no right to tread within me. Don't fight? What are you saying? When you are an amateur master that I have to protect. Please, if you're going to spew such nonsense, do it after you've learnt to fight by yourself. I doubt that'll ever happen, though.
Oh, nonsense.
But it is nonsense, isn't it? Think of yourself, you say. The same could be said for you as well, could it not? You don't even consider the value of your own life. You say that I am mistaken, but it's you who are mistaken somewhere. Placing others before oneself is the thinking of a dead man. A great fool who doesn't even know the value of his own life has some nerve to say such things.
Oh my god! Saber, you...
Have I offended you? Then go ahead and dissolve our contract. I don't care. You don't think you need the Holy Grail anyway. Afterward, I will just slay the last remaining master and obtain the Holy Grail. If you so hate the thought of fighting, then you can go hide yourself someplace far away.
Saber, are you serious about that? In a shaking voice, I ask her. My teeth are chattering because I'm holding back my emotions enough to surprise even myself.
Of course I am. My only goal is the Holy Grail. Anything beyond that is unnecessary. You are no exception to that, Shirou.
Oh! I stop breathing. With standing the world going wide before my eyes, I beat my stopped heart back into action. You goddamn idiot. Fine. Fine. If you want to fight that badly, then do whatever you want. I don't care anymore. But my feelings at least were something I couldn't restrain. Yelling that like a potting shot, I ran from Saber. Sight of her, receding into the distance, just for an instant. I feel like I saw Saber just vacantly standing there. Oh, look at those sulphate wet eyes! Oh. Just run. Without knowing what I was frustrated by, or what it was that made me angry, I give in to my passions and run. As you...
Oh, sorry.
Oh, honey!
I need it. Leave me alone.
Oh,
No!
I hug!
Anything beyond that is unnecessary. You're no exception to that, Shirou.
No, we're finishing very soon, actually. Anya has to go. So we're leaving it here soon.
Oh, no, not here.
I clench my teeth. Honestly, just remembering it makes me dizzy. Like this, I might run into an electrical pole or something. Oh, how easy could it be if I could just do that? If I were just angry at Saber, I could just take it out on something like an idiot and that could be that. But the true form of this emotion is something else. It's not Saber that I'm angry at. The reason I'm so frustrated, why I'm running and running so hard I can't even breathe, is because of my own cowardice. Sight of her vacantly standing there. And the wind changed. Words she said just once.
Shirou, I thought you of all people would understand.
Damn it. Like I could understand, you idiot. Spitting that out, the regret makes my knees weak. What sort of confession was that? That potting voice at the same time sounded like she was about to cry. Looking back on it, weren't those the only true words that she spoke? The words she whispered with her head hung low. Hope and disappointment, and supplication mixed up in her voice. Then, which of us was it who was betrayed? Which of us did the betraying? I run into my room and slide the screen closed. Like that, I fall spread-eagled onto my back. I'm too frustrated right now to stand. Right now, I just want to curl up and go to sleep. But even laying on my back, my body's still burning. My heart seems like it might burst and my lungs are desperately gasping for air. I run as fast as I could from the bridge here without a single break. There's no way I wouldn't be exhausted. Emotionally speaking, I still haven't run far enough, but my body is insisting that I get a grip and calm down. Little by little, I find my calm. Deep breaths in and out again. Then, after I catch my breath, what sticks in my mind is just what it was that made me so angry. I don't even have to think about it. What made me run as though I was trying to shake something off was my own utter powerlessness. I can't save Saber by myself. That was frustrating and it made me angry with myself. I can't do anything. Even though I decided that I could make her smile, even though I resolved that I could protect her, my own useless self made me so angry I couldn't think of anything else. What am I supposed to do? As long as Saber isn't looking for her own happiness herself, it's useless no matter what anyone else says. That's why I tried to work so hard and uncharacteristically so that she could find her own happiness. She said that was meaningless too, and in the end she treated me like a fool. A great fool who doesn't even know the value of his own life, huh? Even if she tells me that, what am I supposed to do about it? My own life is precious to me and I don't want to do anything to get myself killed. Well, and Saber is a separate problem. I don't think it's fair for her to bring me into it there. However much of an idiot I might be, I'm still sure that Saber is wrong. But if she denies it like that, there's nothing more I can do, is there? Damn it. God, do whatever you want. I roll over into my face. My vision is filled with the tatami, so I'll close my eyes and clear my mind too. I don't care what happens to Saber anymore. If the girl is so important to you, then just go ahead and marry it. If she's so stubborn that she won't understand after I've said this much, I'll get burned if I spend any more time with her. No, never mind burn. I'll take damage that can't be taken back. I accepted that a long time ago. This isn't a matter of getting burned. I met her, butted heads with her over and over, and in order to survive, we joined the deepest parts of our hearts together. I remember that heat, the light I saw in the deepest part of her. Why am I remembering that at a time like this? The distant field of grass, memories of the girl left behind there. If I remember that beauty, it doesn't matter what Saber says. What do you mean you exist only to fight? If that's true, then don't go showing me those tender parts of you. Anyway, Saber is unfair. I don't know what it is about her that's unfair, and I think that's unfair too. I'm contradicting myself. Even though I'm so angry at her, I can't hate her. And the more I think about leaving her to her fate, the less I'm able to. Damn it. I guess this is what they mean when they say one who falls in love loses. There's no help for it, is there? If I'm not going to give up no matter how much I'm told it's useless, then I just have to see it through to the end.
Shirou, I thought that you, of all people, would understand.
I remember her face on the verge of tears. From now on, each time I repeat it, she'll probably make that face. Even so, whatever happens, I can't accept it. Even if I'm wrong and Saber is right, if she really is precious to me, then I can't ever apologize to her. Yeah, I'm going to leave it here.
Oh, good God.
My God! My fucking God!
I can't linger too much for post discussion because I have to go make preparations for
Yeah?
very important things involving Clown and TSA and all that.
Yeah?
But
Yeah?
oh my god.
Yeah? Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Ah! I love this game so much.
This is genuinely just fantastic.
Oh. Oh. Oh, I was not ready. I was not ready.
I'm hoping you get sucker punched again.
God, the entire so sweet, so nice day just culminating in that is
Oh, it was heart wrenching. I specifically cried several times.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
cried once, but I was tearing up for like half of it.
Yeah. Oh boy. I wasn't expecting this.
Same. This was not how I expected today to be. I thought we were actually going to be fighting today, but oh.
I was expecting it ambushed while we were out, and I suppose I was, but
You were ambushed in the feelings.
my heart was ambushed by fate.
But by all means, Sonny, you need to get ready now.
Yes, a beautiful session. Apologies for it being short and off time and strange and all of that, but you know how it is.
I hope you will have an amazing time.
Oh, I'm going to.
Good.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye, Anya. Mwah.
Nah.
Oh my god. Next time it's gonna be really fun. Oh, I bet. Oh, I bet. It feels like we're getting to like a big moment, you know? You 100% forgot that Fate started as hard drama first. Oh. Oh my god. I also cannot linger much more because it's time for me to actually get some dinner. It's not like other days where I can just keep talking because I've already munched. You finished Lost Bell 6, Wack? Oh, it's so good, isn't it? Speaking of drama, fucking Lost Bell 6 had me sobbing so much. Oh. Oh my god. It hurts so much more because they're both right. Yeah! Yeah! Anyway. Oh. They're both right, but neither wants to admit it. They're both such broken people, and they... God, I fucking love Nessa's writing. But yeah, I need to get going here now. We can properly decompress from... I mean, not decompress because it will be another day, but we can, like, process all of this with what is going to be coming next, because I have a feeling I know what's coming next, and it's going to be a counterpart to what happened today here. So until then, I am going to be going now. As per usual, on tomorrow, actually, I'll be playing the finale of Signalis. Then, on Tuesday, I will do a Halloween stream, and that will be the replacement for next week's Sunday stream. And then just the usual schedule otherwise. But, a little something. You may notice in my channel page, there is currently a little Unlimited Delay Works video, just scheduled. I hope you all will enjoy that when the time comes, in an hour and a half actually. So, I'll be there for the premiere. For now though, I need to get some munches and I need to go do other things. So I'll see you next time, chat. thank you so much. As always, I cannot overstate how lovely it is to always see you here. And to see the excitement in chat from all of you just like wanting us to get through this. Anyway, thank you so much and bye!